Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a print I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is a garbage can. No, it's my Praetorian Guard. I've been meaning to paint this print for a very, very long time. I finally got it printed off, so we're going to head out to the shop and we're going to get this finished. Now, one other thing I'm going to be doing, because I've been getting asked so many questions, how long does it take you to finish some of your prints? Is we're going to be using a clock so you guys can see exactly how long it takes me start to finish to get one of these prints done. Let's head out to the shop. So it's 9:15 local time. We're going to go ahead and get started. I already knocked off all the supports and real lightly took a file to knock off any burrs where the supports were on those surfaces. We're going to go ahead and glaze it like in the other videos. First thing we're going to do, and that's to get any of these real big imperfections out. For that, I'm going to be using this USC Pro glaze. You can really use any type of body filler for this, and you can use the single part glazes too. I know I've been asked that quite a bit in the comments. Doesn't really matter. You're just using some type of body filler to fill in those larger imperfections. You can even use primer. It's just primer's a little thinner. It's going to take more coats of it. So we get our glaze all mixed up here, and we're just going to go ahead and apply it. And I'm going to go ahead and just start applying it to some of those bottom surfaces. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not trying to get it super smooth because we are going to sand it. All right, so there you can see it took 6 minutes to put it on. We're going to let that dry and we'll go ahead and sand it. Okay, so our glaze is dried. It's been 9 minutes. We're going to go ahead with some 3M 220, and I'm going to go ahead and sand this glaze. So for our primer, we're going to be using the Roberlo Multifiller Express, same stuff I used in the last video. We are going to be spraying it on with the Drizzle D1 with a 0.17 tip. To do this, I found it's best if we add a little bit of reducer in with it to kind of thin the paint a little bit. So it's going to be 4:1:1. We're going to fill this up to the 3. Then we're going to take our hardener, fill it to column 2 to the 3, then we'll take our reducer and fill it to column 3 to the 3. So same process as in my previous videos. We're going to be taking some 3M 220 and going ahead and wet sanding this. Okay, it's 12:12. We're ready to put a coat of our high build white aerosol primer, spray primer on. So that is dry. It is 12:25. You can see how quick these products set up and harden. We're ready to go ahead and wet sand it. For this, we're going to be using 3M 400 grit sanding paper. I'm going to use my little sanding block, and then I'll do some areas by hand to get in there. Now this sands extremely easy, so be careful you don't sand it completely back out. So after another quick wipe down, he's wet sanded and ready for paint, and you can see it didn't take too long to get it all wet sanded and ready to go. So I originally started spraying it with the Krylon Matte Fire Red. And after I put the first coat on, I didn't really care too much for what it looked like. I thought it was a little bit too orange, and I was looking for something that was a little bit deeper red. So I did end up changing on the second coat over to Rustoleum Chalked Farmhouse Red. Now it's really important to note, if you are going to change halfway through, make sure that your first coat of your original paint is completely dry. Then whatever paint you're going to be following up with, make sure you spray a little test spot just to ensure that it doesn't lift the first coat that you originally put on and that the paints are compatible with each other. In my case, they were, and it worked out great. So I am much happier with that color. You can see our paint has flashed over. It's nice and flat looking. There's our time. We gave it a little bit of time to flash over, and we're ready to put our clear on. So for our clear, we're going to be using our Akzo Noble 2K8100 clear. It's a 4-to-1, 4 parts clear to 1 part of the hardener. I'm going to be mixing up about 5 ounces total. So I'm going to be in the 4-to-1 section. I'm going to bring it up to the 4 mark in the first column and then top it off with the hardener to the 4 mark in the second column. And that will give us roughly about 5 ounces of total product. Now, I can't stress this enough, good ventilation in a respirator is an absolute must. So that's it. Just under a half a day, start to finish, to paint it. I think it came out really good. I'm very happy with it. I am a huge fan of these 2K products just because of how fast they set up, and it lets you continue working on the project without having to wait long, excessive times for drying. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If this is something you're interested in printing, jump on over to Galactic Armory. That's where I picked this up. They have tons of great files. I really like their files. So go check them out. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And remember, just have fun.